Hi guys, welcome to our channel. And today we are here with a very interesting and important video from the punctuations, which is comma use and misuse. This is a problematic area for a lot of students, and we get a lot of queries regarding this particular topic. So let's look at the video and see how can you solve your comma problems. Okay, so let's begin with comma uses. So basically, places where you can put commas or where you should put commas. Okay. So the first thing is to separate items in a list. The example says his hobbies included jumping off the planes, comma, scuba diving, comma, and reading autobiographies. So after enlisting each hobby, I have put a comma after it. It's very crucial that even before and you put this comma. Okay, otherwise it would be incorrect. Okay. To separate adjectives whose order could be reversed. So let's look at the example. Mangoes are ripened, comma, juicy this season. Okay, I can just reverse the order. I can say mangoes are juicy, ripened this season. Or what else I can do is I can put and in place of comma. So these adjectives can be reversed in the order. So this comma is correctly placed. Third point, after a close parenthesis where a comma would normally be necessary. So the example says the Tower of London was constructed as a prison in 11th century, 1078 to be exact, comma, but over the centuries it has been used as a treasury. So after this parenthesis, which is brackets, I have used this comma. Okay, this is a case of two ICs. Okay, and I have to use the comma. The next thing is after introductory clause, phrase or modifier. So at first, a comma after it, it looked as if the Indian team will lose the match. So after this at first, which is the introductory clause, it is very important to put this comma. Other some important clauses are however, nevertheless, in fact, these commas are very, very important. Never forget to put them. Fifth, join independent and dependent clauses. Okay, so when I turn 20, I've put a comma, I'm going to buy a car. So the first clause is a dependent clause, the second clause is independent clause, and the only punctuation you should use to join independent and dependent clauses, a comma. Sixth, around non essential clauses. So let's look at the example Delhi, comma, which is the capital of India, one more comma, is famous for the food. So this whole phrase is non-essential clause. And how would I punctuate it? With help of two commas around it, right? Seventh, joining two ICs with comma and fanboys. Your fanboys are the coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay. So the example says, tomatoes are used in different types of cooking, comma, and a fanboy. They are grown all around the world. So both are independent clauses, if you see, and I can punctuate them with the help of a coordinating conjunction and comma. Okay, so these are prominent comma uses. Moving on to comma misuses, where you shouldn't use the comma. Okay, the first one being between compound subjects. So, what are compound subjects? The two nouns joined with and. So, let's look at the example. Roger and Nick are famous mountain climbers in New Zealand. So, Roger and Nick both are my subjects. I will not need this comma. This is wrong. Okay, I will just need a conjunction which is and here. Okay. Next thing, between subject and verb. This is very important, where I feel most of the kids make the error. Jack and Jill, a comma, went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So Jack and Jill are my subject. Okay. Went is the verb. This comma placed here is Incorrect, because you should never put a comma between your subject and verb. Okay, next thing, before or after the prepositions. Look at the example. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. So at is your prepositions. What are the other prepositions? From, of, okay, under, at I have used here. Okay, so no commas around them at all. So this comma here before the preposition makes the sentence wrong. Okay. Fourth, before adjectives and nouns. Between adjectives and noun. So Nick is a qualified physician. So qualified is your adjective, physician is noun. And this comma here is making the sentence incorrect. Okay? There shouldn't be a comma between adjective and nouns. Fifth, between two adjectives separated by but or yet. Okay, let's look at the example. Glass is strong yet elegant material. So I've put yet, a correct conjunction. This comma is incorrect, okay, because a comma and a conjunction makes the clause what? It is used to join two independent clauses. So that's why you don't use a comma here. Sixth, before or around emphatic pronouns. So, what are emphatic pronouns? Words like itself, himself, herself, themselves, all these words are emphatic pronouns. So, the example says Marshall considers, comma, himself the best chef in town. So, before the emphatic pronoun, this is wrong. You shouldn't use a comma before or after emphatic pronouns. Seventh, joining two independent clauses. Okay, so Jim is a smart student. This is a independent clause. He will ace the SAT exam. One more independent clause. What punctuation I've used? Comma. Incorrect. Where you should use comma? With independent and dependent clause, right? It does not join two independent clauses. Okay, grammatically incorrect. The final one, around that. The cake is so tasty that I can finish it on my own. So here I've put a comma after that. Again, this is wrong. There shouldn't be a comma before or after that. With this point, I have a tip to give. So a lot of times that and there's a comma after it, and that is the correct answer. So when is this option correct? This is the condition. A lot of times after that, the clause after it is non-essential clause. So this comma is related to the non-essential clause and not to that. Okay. So our 8 point stands correct that there shouldn't be a comma related to that, around that. Okay. So these are some tips and these are certain uses and misuses of comma. I hope you will keep them in mind and it will help you solve your problem. So keep watching our channel, subscribe it, and if you have any queries, please comment down below. Thank you for watching the video.